Have you ever wanted to watch a movie about a killer mannequin that has one shotgun arm and one saw blade arm that kills a bunch of people? Welcome to Jigsaw.
My guess is the Jigsaw will add up to more than the sum of his parts.
This movie is about a group of art students who get a project to take home a piece of a mannequin, do whatever you want to it, nothing too sexy, dress it up, make it as extravagant as you want, bring it to class the next day, where class is taking session in a bar.
I thought we'd meet down at Sneaky Pete's.
The bar?
That's right.
We're gonna get shit-faced.
And we'll make a mannequin boy, and then we'll burn the boy.
That sums it up.
Jigsaw contains a piece of each of us. Secrets. Jigsaw must die for our sins.
Let's lay out who the group of characters is. There's the professor, who's going through the big D.
Let's leave my personal life out of this, shall we?
There was the girl who may or may not have a crush on the professor.
Val.
There was the snarky one-liner guy who was Val's friend.
Eddie.
Do you know what your problem is?
Are you suggesting I have just one?
There was the, I don't know if he was the cool guy, jerk, not jerk guy.
Todd.
She's always beating me to the bar. Looks like I'm gonna be beating some guys off with a stick.
And then there was the stand-in for the hot girl.
Tawny.
And then there was the girl with the abusive husband, Louise. So they all get a part. One person gets an arm, one person gets a leg, one person gets the head. Together, you get Jigsaw, the murderous mannequin.
And then we'll reassemble all 5 parts into one whole. A jigsaw man, if you will.
That sounds great to me. And that's why we're opening up with this, because you get to learn all the good shit right out the gate.
Yeah, because when we saw the poster, we're just like, haven't seen a mannequin kill people. Let's check it out. 1 hour in, I don't think we still saw a mannequin kill someone.
And that's unfortunate. What did happen though, we had some back and forths. We got to learn our characters. We realized that Colin, the teacher, he's trying to bang everybody.
I haven't done this since grade school.
At least you were cute even back then.
What are we doing here?
I could do this.
They go to the bar, they just dick around for quite some time.
Drop your shot in your beer. Like this.
They drink a bunch of drinks.
Hey, maybe you should do a lot more thinking and a lot less drinking.
They don't seem like they get along, but they are like cracking jokes at each other. It's a lighthearted, upbeat movie. And then all of a sudden, we get hit with a fucking brick.
He was my dad. What the fuck was I gonna do?
They're sitting there, they're talking about their influence on why they wanted to use the items on this mannequin to build it up so they can burn it. Basically to burn their dark secrets away.
Todd, tell us, why the saw blade?
You know, jigsaw, saw. Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And eventually, it gets to Tawny, and this was the weirdest thing ever. The biggest tonal shift I've seen in a movie, probably. She talks about her father molesting her as a child, her trying to stand up for her sister, Kimmy.
Over time, we just decided that we should be dead. She said she wanted to go first. I couldn't do it.
And that's the reason why she used the shotgun on Jigsaw. And you're like, oh my God. We were all having a fun time. We're having class at a bar. Who doesn't want to have class at a bar? I think my whole college experience was basically at the bar.
And then immediately after, it goes to her like dancing and being sexy and trying to have sex. And it's really killed the mood. At least they acknowledge it.
I'm just thinking, you know, with your father and all.
And the guy's like, man, I can't. It only takes him like one kiss before he can.
The shift in tones was just jarring.
Wait, is that a beer over there?
It's very weird.
Considering that it's put out by Full Moon in like the early 2000s, you're thinking you're gonna have generally a fun time. But this was not the cheesy Full Moon Charles Band movie that you might expect.
So fucking tired of spending money on your tuition. You know what, I'm gonna go buy me a horse. Cool.
Despite it being a killer mannequin at the end of the day, the killer mannequin looks awesome, by the way. He's got a little mohawk.
It looks okay.
Okay, not awesome.
The eyes were weird.
I mean, looked cool in a punk aesthetic. Okay, maybe I'm backtracking on my own thoughts here. I don't know. He had a shotgun and he had a razor arm or a saw blade arm.
Yeah, saw blade, yeah.
And so when you finally get him, you're like, we're gonna get some awesome kills. And unfortunately, you just don't.
There was one good death when he was in a car and he pushed it through the seat.
You got some blood, you got the saw blade, and when we start to realize that he is taking people's body parts, we start noticing all these signs around the place that say Stein on them, which just happened to be coincidence.
Yeah, it just happened to be that he was building his own puppet. I don't know why.
It's not explored.
I figured out how to stop him. He's building a jigsaw man like himself.
There's not a lot here. The kills, they're almost all off screen. I mean, one's even just poor Sneaky Pete. Probably the best bartender of all time.
Yeah, I like Sneaky Pete.
Hey, how was your seance?
He's just like, come in, drink whatever you want. Even when the girl's ordering vodka off like the top shelf.
I'm gonna have a Cosmopolitan, only don't give me any of the vodka on the shelf that I can reach and put 3 cherries in it.
He's like, fine, here's some money, go play a record.
Hey, can we play the jukebox?
You, little missy, can do anything your little old heart desires.
Thanks.
Then he dies of a heart attack. But he is like the only person that never had one of his body parts salvaged.
Yeah, maybe the mannequin had to take it from somebody that assembled him.
He just happened to die.
Yeah, because Jigsaw didn't actually kill him, he just scared him.
Well, that's just unfortunate for Sneaky Pete.
Yeah, Sneaky Pete.
Imagine just being Sneaky Pete, having your own bar in the middle of nowhere, minding your own business. An art class comes in.
See, these drinks come courtesy of Harvest Junior College.
Great. Our tax dollars at work.
And they're like, we'd love to assemble a killer mannequin that has an actual shotgun. We're just gonna lay this shotgun on the table in your bar. Is that fine? Sneaky Pete's the kind of guy that will just look the other way and say, need another round?
If I was to leave this door open and somebody were to wander in and have a few drinks, what can I be expected to do about that?
I think Jigsaw himself gave me a Johnny Five vibe. Maybe it's just the mohawk. Never mind. You know, he became a punk out of nowhere, this mannequin.
Remember Today's Special?
Yeah.
But that was a cooler, creepier show than this movie.
I don't know if this is just a Canadian thing, but we had something called Today's Special.
Today's Special. Shout it loud and clear.
It was Jeff. He had a little hat. He was a mannequin, and you put the hat on him, he becomes a guy. You take the hat off, he becomes a mannequin. Or the opposite. Not 100%. Haven't watched it since I was 6.
But it was creepy.
It was creepy as shit.
Today's Special. Come join in the fun.
We went through a vigorous process to select this movie. We watched like 2.5 witchcraft movies, and we're like, how can we review like a 12, a 14, and a 16 entry? They are in sequential order, I guess. You have to watch all of them to understand.
Yeah, that was on us.
We didn't know Will was a witch hunter and that he was recast several times. It was confusing, so we're like, fuck it. Let's put on the next shortest movie that we found, and that looked cool. And this guy had a camera eye. I think that was a cool aspect.
Yeah, the camera eye was cool.
Reminded me a little bit of Laid to Rest. Remember, he had it mounted on his shoulder a little bit when he killed. Because he was a mannequin, he removed his head, put it in like a tree because he knew that people were watching the feed from his camera.
That's where he is. You can see for yourself. There's no way he can get us before we go around and get the car.
And that's how the guy in the car died, because
it was
the camera, sneaky Jigsaw, learned a lesson from Pete over there.
Beer and tequila, a match made in heaven. Amen.
Acting wasn't great.
I can't find the phone!
For fuck's sake, just find it already.
But it wasn't that bad either.
Right?
Hey, I'll be right back. And if he gets in while I'm gone,
Yeah?
I should feed him that guy.
This movie is in a very weird situation where watching it as a good movie, absolutely not. Watching it as a bad movie, it's not bad enough to hate, but it's not so bad it's good either. I don't hate the movie, but I certainly wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, that's exactly where I am. I mean, like, outside of the, ending, I mean, it wasn't the worst movie we've ever seen. We didn't turn it off.
Libertus dex libatus.
What does that mean?
That's some Latin gobbledygook I just made up.
We turned off those witchcraft movies.
Again, that was on us. We didn't start at 1, we jumped to 12.
Had we known, this is how Will got to where he was. His little potion makes a lot more sense now.
It all leads up to this.
Why you would be in a strip club with your sister, who knows, Will? Or whatever, Jeff. That guy's name was Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Anyway, we're way off topic. We're not recommending this movie.
That's the bottom line. If you absolutely are interested in it, go ahead. It's not so bad it's good. It's not so good that it's good. It's towards the far end of bad, but not far enough that we'd be like, go have a laugh.
So I'm gonna give this 1 terrible underdog or underduck out of 5.
Remember underducks?
What?
You run underneath me, and I go really high.
And I'm gonna give this 1, just for Pete's sake, out of 5.
Oh, no. Oh, sweet Jesus, not now.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, links are in the description. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay up to date with everything here on Bloodbath TV.
What happens to the unlucky ones, the ones that don't get a piece? What do they do?
Absolutely nothing, they get an A.
I volunteer to be one of them.
Heads up.
How am I gonna learn to shut my mouth?
That's what I want to know.